What's going on,
Sure.
guys? I am joined by Eco the Living Planet, coach of the Molalla Morelulls. Because
Hey.
hello, because unfortunately my video file got corrupted, and I was recording the gameplay for both of us, so we have no video evidence that this match happened, but it did. I don't. Should I say the score now, or should we wait? How do you want to do that?
I mean, we can say it now. I don't think
Okay, I
that
don't think it
it's
really matters.
gonna
Yeah.
give it away. Yeah.
That's true. So I ended up winning 1-0. It was a really close match, and
Yeah,
I think
super close.
a lot of interesting sets and mons on both sides. So just to give you guys a quick rundown, I brought Comfey, Gmax Rillaboom, Primarina, Halucha, Gudra, and Klefki. And Eco brought Sylvali Ground, Wigglytuff, Gmax Venusaur, Alakazam, Vikavolt, and Drifblim. So honestly, you brought almost exactly what I thought you would bring, except for obviously Wigglytuff. I thought that would be Dracovish. Um, but
Yeah.
I said in the team builder, I was like, Wigglytuff's kind of a problem. What if he like brings it? So
Yeah. Wigglytuff was a dedicated Gmax Rillaboom check. So if you can believe it, with the Grassy Seed activated, that Wigglytuff tanked a Gmax Drum Solo, like Life Orb Adamant, in grassy terrain. And
wow.
then, yeah, after rocks, by the way. It was
Wow.
freaking crazy. Like Wigglytuff is fat as hell. Um,
Seriously, whoa.
and then what one hit KO back with counter.
Right.
But obviously, that didn't end up happening. I
That's
don't
really
think I
cool.
played particularly well around your Gmax Rillaboom, honestly. I just sort of choked around it.
Gmax Rillaboom is really scary, especially since it has access to acrobatics, um, and like two fighting type moves and Drain Punch and Superpower. So like you can really boost it up and put a lot of pressure on your team. And if I remember correctly, you Gmax first or did I?
Um,
I know they were in
I
against each other. That's
yeah, I don't remember who Gmax
I think I
first.
did because I killed your Gmax mon with acrobatics. So um, yeah, so you brought Venusaur in, and I had the let me make. I think the Kabia berry to take a poison type hit, and you had the Koba
Yeah.
berry, which I thought you might because of Halucha. Um, but that was interesting. But yeah, once it gets to +1, it's really hard to deal with. +1 speed, it's really hard to deal with. So yeah,
Yeah, the Gmax Rillaboom, I think, because you took over this team from Beta, and he
yes,
was the very first person in the draft, so that was the very first pick of the draft.
it makes sense
Definitely really shaped a lot of things.
for sure.
Um, I was really surprised that you brought three fairies, actually. I did not expect, like, I expected Comfey and Klefki. I did not expect Primarina, um,
Yeah, so
honestly.
the thought process there was Primarina was one of the only Pokemon that could actually take a hit from Dracovish, outside of like Gmax Rillaboom and, well, Gudra, which I added later. Like if I didn't have the Reflect up. And it could also switch in if it could switch into Fish's Rend if the Reflect was up. And then obviously it could, hit you back with the Moonblast. But yeah, I don't. If I had to do it again, I don't know if I would do that honestly. Especially since, well, I guess Primarina just got destroyed. Um, I got I got crit right.
Yeah, crit multi-attack from Sylvalla took it out,
Right.
unfortunately.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
which I was being dumb and I was calcing with the reflect still up, and you had defogged.
Oh,
So I was
that
like, oh,
sucks.
I can switch in and take this, but you would have 2-hit KO anyway, so I don't think that really
Yeah,
mattered.
I mean, we both like and I obviously told you. So the end of the game, I made my own, really stupid play, which actually cost me the whole match. Not realizing that acrobatics two-hit KO'd Halucha, and then going for Destiny Bond and trying to be cheeky, which let you get to the +4 and just take out Driftblim and Wigglytuff.
Right.
Man, that was
So I
that I really paid for that. I was like, shit.
honestly, I was fearing the like max attack Drifblim, and I knew I could take one acrobatics at full health, and the only way for me to knock out everything that was remaining was to be at +2. and it was a
Yeah.
roll. I mean, I don't think I would have taken, like, looking at your spread on Driftbloom now, like, I don't think it would have taken it out just a +2. It might have, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, I did the calc afterward. It was like slightly less than 50% to take me
Okay.
out. So like the roll
Right.
was in my favor, but you know, anything could have happened there.
For sure.
The Wigglytuff you would have needed a crit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So me getting to +4 was, like, kind of crucial there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, yeah, that I was really afraid of Driftbloom in prep because, like, obviously it's a really good Rillaboom counter too, with the grassy seed. You brought 2 grassy seed mounts. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, that mon's also scary. This is a really, like, it's a cool, like, hybrid set. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I had Driftbloom in another league like a year ago or like a year and a half ago, and I brought it to 3 games in the season and it never hit the field in any of those games. So this is like my Driftbloom redemption season.
That for sure, dude. And there's, like, I think with G Maxes, like, the terrains are so much more prevalent too, that, you can set
Yeah.
up your own grassy terrain, with Venusaur. So, like, there's a lot you could do there.
Yeah. I really liked 2 of your sets. I really liked the Comfey set, which gave me a really hard time, and I honestly should have prepped a little bit better for that. I got way too greedy with my attempt to do a Vika sweep, and I ended
Yeah.
up paying for that by Vika obviously not sweeping. The
Right.
Comfey just was a huge pain.
Yeah.
And
Big.
ultimately, really the reason why I didn't bring the Dracovish, because I knew that the
Right.
Comfey would just stop it.
Right.
Um, and then the Gudra set, I think that Scarf Gudra was just such a cool idea, and mixed Scarf Gudra at that because you had 3 special moves in 1 physical.
Yeah, and the superpower was there for Tyranitar. And obviously with the stand up you get a
Gotcha.
special defense boost, but also I never, I mean, most people just never hit Focus Blast, so I thought, why not just go for the safer choice in Superpower? And, like, Superpower is, like, is a strong move on its own. But yeah, no, Comfey did a lot of work, and honestly, the Big Root made a huge difference because I was able to take probably 1 or 2 extra hits that I just wouldn't have, with that extra health, especially against Silvally, because this was against Silvally. It took out Vikavolt, and then it lost. Silvally knocked it out, but it did a lot of damage to Silvally, which helped me in the end.
Yeah.
Which you brought Silvally ground. I was expecting Silvally steel because I have a lot of fairies. So why did you choose ground?
Honestly, the main reason why I ended up going with ground was because of Colossal. I was gonna run Silvally Fire for a little while because that helped deal with the Rillaboom and the Klefki. I DM'd Incog like an hour before the match, and I was like, "Hey, gen me a Silvally," and I had him gen it for me with a not fairy plate, fire plate. And then, like, immediately before our game, I was like, "Nah, Colossal scares me. I'm gonna go ground," because I was scared that you would run like what is it, Steam Engine, its
Yeah,
hidden ability or whatever, and
I
then
I
try to get
thought
the +6 speed.
I thought about running, like, Sash Steam Engine Colossal. Like, that was in the first iteration of my team.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to figure out how to use Colossal because I am always too afraid to bring it with 2 4 times weaknesses. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like I said, I was expecting Silvally Steel because of, like, Comfey, and I think Steel is just a pretty good defensive typing, and you didn't have any other. I believe you don't have any other Steel type, right? Oh, you have Stunfisk.
Yeah, I have Galarian Stunfisk. Best steel type ever.
True.
Yeah, my steel type on this team is really lacking, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. This is a weird team. I normally do not draft like this at all. I'm just kind of trying to do some hyper offensive fun shit.
It's really cool. I really like it. And, like, the Politoed, like, you don't have a Swift Swim on, but Dracovish in the rain is just ridiculous. And, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you have a couple. I think, yeah. Silvally gets access. Does Silvally get access to Surf?
I don't remember if it gets
It
surf or
it
not. I
does,
was
yeah,
just looking. Okay, it does.
yeah. So
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
don't
just
want to commit
looking.
to
For some
multiple,
reason, I thought it got Aquatail, and I found out it doesn't get Aquatail actually.
honestly, I would have
Um,
bet that it did. That makes a lot of sense. But Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
without too many spoilers, I'm running Silvally again for week 3.
Okay.
I've also got because this won't go up until Sunday, right? And I'm playing
Right.
Incog tomorrow, so
Right.
spoiler alert, bringing Tyranitar this week for the first time too, and
Yeah.
Polygode. Yeah.
Yeah. I had the superpower for Tyranitar, and Primarina also helped with Tyranitar, so it outsped
Yes.
a little bit. I mean, if you ran a little bit of speed, it would have outsped. So, but I mean, it makes sense why you didn't bring Tyranitar. Like I have Grassy Glide and like Priority Draining Kiss and Halucha, so like and Primarina. So it makes sense why you didn't bring it against me. But it's still like something you definitely have to prep for, even if you think it might not come.
For sure, yeah. It requires you to pick at least like one fighting move.
And you said this before we started recording, actually, but like you did win the lead too. With I led Klefki, and you led Silvally Ground. So like that was really nice at the
Yeah.
beginning. But the max defense reflect, I was able to take one hit pretty well, one multi attack pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was yeah. Honestly, like I don't know if he necessarily choked because I don't think it was a bad play to Destiny Bond, honestly, because
Yeah, it was just one of those situations where like if I had done my calcs beforehand, but no, that kind of takes the fun out of it sometimes. Like who wants to
right.
sit there with their calcs open in the game?
Right, right. And see, the
Um,
thing is, I was definitely doing that with Halucha at the end. I was like,
yeah.
can I knock this thing out? Um,
Yeah.
but for sure.
I,
No, I get
I do
that.
that sometimes, but I like at least for IBL, I'm trying to just kind of not really take it too seriously.
That's a good way to do it,
Yeah.
honestly. It's a lot less stressful. Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I'm in another league this season. My own league actually that's like a little bit more serious. So that's the one that I'm putting a little bit more of my effort into. And then IBL is just kind of like I'm not taking it not seriously, but I'm also like a little bit more willing to experiment and do some like off the wall type of things that might not necessarily work, like the
Right.
grassy seed Wigglytuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I did not process this the first time you sent me your team, but like that's so cool. That's such a cool set. Also, Wigglytuff is a good wish passer, honestly, especially for like what is it, a tier 5?
Yes, it is a really good tier 5 fairy.
Yeah.
It has just an amazing move pool too. It gets like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower. It gets like grass moves. It can
Jeez.
teleport now too.
Wow. Yeah, that is. I mean, it's useful.
Yeah, it is a really solid tier 5.
Dang.
Galarian Stunfisk, on the other hand, probably not.
I mean, in like I can't with the amount of Pokemon that are available. Like tier 5s are just so hard to like pick. There's just so bad. Like there's a bunch of
Yeah,
NFEs. But what's crazy is you have Alakazam, which was somehow a tier 2,
yeah.
which I found out by watching your draft analysis vid. But like, how 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 is that possible? I don't get
I
that.
have I have no idea. Alakazam was tier 2 and Azumarill is tier 2 in this league, which blew
Yes.
me away.
Yeah. Um, that's crazy because I just drafted Alakazam in like a Nat Dex Showdown League and it was tier 1. So like, I think that's more because of Lele and expanding force and stuff. But still, like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. No, but I agree that it's definitely a tier 1 mon. It is just so good and like it has outright power enough to be able to one hit KO or two hit KO things
Right.
like even without like a life orb or anything like that.
Right. And Focus Sash Magic Guard, it's so good. Like, because you guarantee get one hit off with it, at the very least. So wait,
Yeah.
was Disable for like Grassy Glide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was for Grassy Glide.
Okay.
Disable was for
That's
Grassy
cool.
Glide. There might have been one other thing that I had in mind when I put Disable on there for, but I don't remember.
I
Um,
mean, it's a nice move to have, just, if
yeah,
something's like
I
choice.
wish that Alakazam had something better to hit steel types. That's like my one beef with it. I wish it got Mystical
Yeah.
Fire or Aura Sphere.
Yeah.
Um, it's criminal that it doesn't get at least one of those two moves, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's true, actually. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a good Pokemon, though, overall.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you sort of touched on it, but the Throat Spray Vikavolt, that was really cool. I thought you might bring agility Vikavolt this week, but not. I was not thinking throat spray. But that's awesome. I love that so much.
Yeah, I definitely got greedy with it though. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, Vikavolt sweeps once Gudra is down. And then I forgot that Klefki, or not Klefki,
Comfey.
Comfey, could use Calm Mind boosts.
Right.
Um, and I actually was surprised because Comfey was Calm Minding before Vikavolt moved, even though I had the agility up. Like, what is
What?
Comfey's speed tier?
Wait, did that actually happen?
Yeah, yeah, no, you gotta Calm Mind
Okay, so
off.
you have 93 speed, and my Comfey has.
No, I had 172 timid.
Wait. What? Right. So 93. Sorry, 93 is the actual stat times two.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's 186, but my Comfey only has 162. Um,
Maybe
huh.
I'm misremembering. I swore that the Calm Mind,
I think.
or oh no, I didn't set the agility. That's right.
Okay, maybe that's what.
Yeah, no, that's right. I forgot. I didn't set agility.
Okay,
Um,
that makes more sense. Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember why I didn't set agility, but I think that I didn't do it. If I had set agility, that might have been let me deal with the Comfey a little bit better, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Comfey is a mod it's really slept on, honestly. Like
I
that's
agree.
+3 priority is just so good on a move like Draining Kiss. And like I said, and it has such a low HP stat that it gets everything back. And with Big Root, it really does make a difference, like that 1.3 boost.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean,
And it's a really cool mod.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And it's like a good like support mod too. I don't know if I'll ever use it as a support mod, but it can do that too. Although Leech Seed is not triage boosted or whatever. It
Oh,
doesn't get
really?
priority. Yeah, which is kind of weird to me, but
That is strange. You would think it would be.
right.
Doesn't Comfey also get defog,
It
or am I
does.
forgetting?
It
Okay.
does. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I have a lot of priority on this team with between Klefki, Comfey, and then like Grassy Glide. And then I did have
Yeah.
Reboot for this game. I dropped it, but I did have it that too. So yeah, it's an interesting team. Like taking over for Beta. Like I think, like obviously Gmax Rillaboom and Halucha is just such a good combination. Um, but you know, it was a
For
little
sure.
it was a little suspect, I'll say. So I'm still
Yeah,
trying to learn the team, and trying to make it the best it can be. So
yeah, it had four fairies. It had Galarian
yes,
Weezing
yes,
too.
which I dropped for
Um,
regular Weezing.
I love both Weezings. The one thing that I
Yes.
really wish regular Weezing had was defog. That's the one thing that it's missing that I think that it could really use access to.
Does it not have defog?
It does not get defog, only
What the
Galarian
heck?
does.
That's so weird. Why is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me unhappy. Because I have regular Weezing in another league, so
Yeah.
I was like hoping that I'd get a defogger because I wanted Galarian, and then
Right.
someone else took it.
Well, Galarian
Um,
is better, but Weezing was a tier below, and that allowed me to pick up Gudra because my dragon was Flapple, which Hustlemons make me nervous. So
Me too. Yeah, I don't like running low accuracy.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Um,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm sorry that we weren't able to get like an actual video of this. It was a really fun match. I
it
wish people could
was.
see it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's probably I don't know what I did. I think it just was one of those things that happens. But yeah, no, it was a fun match. And like I don't know if you're on my channel, I should have said this at the beginning. Definitely go check out Eco's channel because you're new to YouTube, right? Like this is like
Yeah.
your third upload, maybe your fourth upload, or maybe like
Yeah.
sixth or
Yeah.
something, but something like that.
Yeah. I don't have very many. I'm pretty new to the YouTube scene. Just kind of like, not really hoping. Like, I'm not looking to be the next A Drive or anything, but just kind of having fun with things.
No, honestly, like I really enjoy the way you edit too, like with the music and like your cuts are really clean with your audio. So I definitely
Thanks.
go check Eco out. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else we should say?
No. I mean, obviously, if you're watching or listening to this, check out the rest of the other IBL battles this
Absolutely.
week, because those will actually have battle footage.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then next
Yeah.
week we both, because you got your new laptop, so next week we both will have footage.
Yes. Yeah, I'll finally have some footage from my own side next week.
Awesome.
Really excited about that.
Well, thanks so
All
much
right.
for coming or for talking to me.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad we were able to do this.
Me too. Me too.
All right. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.